Okay, so here I got the heater control on high, blowing to the dash, the fan, and never trust the temperature gauge when you bleeding the system. Trust your hands. So what you do, you fill it up. Of course, if it's got bleeders, you got to open up the bleeders. And most important thing, you have to squeeze the hoses when you bleeding it. Then you start up the engine with the cap off. Let it run, observe. Pretty much feel it here, there. Add coolant if you need it. As soon as it starts leaking from here, close it. Then you got the throttle body heat, and you got heater. And this is the first thing that's supposed to get warm. If it doesn't, if this guy gets hot first, you got air. That's what I was dealing with this car. How I got the air out. I unbolted the reservoir tank. This one doesn't have the radiator cap, so I lifted up, and what I was doing, squeezing the hoses, opening up the bleeders one by one, and then how I got it done. I was squeezing this hose because I felt like it's getting warm up there, but it's not enough for the thermostat to open. So when I was pretty much just going like that for like, as long as it takes, then have to fill the engine, make sure it doesn't get to the point where you cannot hold your hand on it. So this one had no heat at the beginning, and here's the cooler for the transmission. It didn't have a heat there either. How I got this done? I was squeezing the over radiator hose to get the thermostat to open. Finally the thermostat opened. That's when I had the cap back on it. On this one it's got bleeder that kind of connects these two parts between. You open it, have to do it step by step. So pretty much this one just to fill it up, to get the major air out, and this one as you go, when it goes down here, you open it, it kind of equals, it kind of fills up from one part to another, lets air out, and that's it. So when I got the thermostat to open, I pretty much revved up the engine for like a minute. I did not keep it revved up, just like a zing zing, up to 3000 couple times, and finally the heat kicked on. So as soon as the heat kicks on, you know you are okay. Before, if you don't have the heat, you got air. The main key here, like the temperature gauge, you don't go by the temperature gauge when you bleed in the system, because first of all, you kind of keep an eye on it, but in reality you go by the feel of the metal, and the feel of the hoses of the system, because your coolant sensor sits in the coolant, and if there is an air pocket somewhere in the engine, it's just not getting hot enough for the sensor to give you a correct readings. So you really have to make sure that the hoses on the heater getting warm. Then all the hoses on like coolers, you know, and the main part is the thermostat. Like on this car, it's already been open, so that's pretty much how it is. How I got this one done, but it depends. I'll say if you're getting these guys so hot that you cannot keep your hand there, and the engine is getting to the point where you cannot keep your hand on it, turn it off, let it sit and repeat the procedure. Let it sit for about, like, I don't know, 15-30 minutes. Sometimes on some cars, what I do, like the cars that don't have bleeders, you disconnect like a heater hose from somewhere when you filled it up and let some air out. It depends on the car. Sometimes I do it like when the system is pressurized like that, it's got a little bit of pressure. Turn the car off, like loosen a hose somewhere, move it around and get the air out. Sometimes I even have to disconnect the hose. Usually I use a piece of wire, put it under the hose, wire with isolation, put it in, slide the hose back in. That way you can start the car and wait till it starts seeping out, and then you just pull the wire out and pull the clamp back. So that's how I usually getting around having a special equipment of doing it. I mean, it's time consuming, but the main thing here is pretty much make sure that you got heat. If you got heat and if you got coolant in the lines, I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell whether you do or not. And but you can compare all of them by a touch. When everything is normal, I mean, it's hot, but you can hold your hand like that and it's not gonna burn you. I mean, maybe some people cannot, but that's how it is. So, and like this car, I think it's still got some air in it, but it's already got heat. So as soon as the thermostat opens up one more time, it's gonna burp it out, and then you have to wait till the fan kicks on. So that's pretty much how it is on any car. This was 2021 Toyota Corolla. Yeah, that's what this is. Oh, sorry. Alright, thank you. This is Ivan from Old School Automotive.